Hello, I'm Len Morris, the Chief Examiner of BOHS. I have a number of roles, but the most important aspect of my work is to ensure that BOHS professional and technical qualification systems apply appropriate and consistent standards. I also advise on the interpretation of the professional membership and examination rules, confirm oral examination results, and consider any appeals. Today I'm going to talk about professional progression within the occupational hygiene profession, and I'm going to cover the following topics. Firstly, BOHS as a professional body for occupational hygiene. Secondly, I'm going to give you an overview of pathways to professional membership of BOHS. And finally, I'm going to talk about how BOHS develops and assesses competence. BOHS is a science-based charitable body that provides information, expertise and guidance on the recognition, control and management of workplace health risks. BOHS has over 1,800 members in 57 countries and is the only occupational hygiene organisation to be awarded a Royal Charter. This was granted in April 2013 in recognition of BOHS' unique and preeminent role as the leading authority in occupational disease prevention. BOHS aims to protect the health of workers by preventing ill health in the workplace through the promotion of science and the practice of occupational hygiene. And we do this through being a membership organisation, through providing professional and technical qualifications, through conferences and events, through our various publications and through campaigns. The Faculty of Occupational Hygiene is just one professional arm of BOHS and is the only body representing professional occupational hygienists in the United Kingdom. Membership is awarded based on qualifications and experience, with chartered membership being granted to those who meet the highest standards of professional practice. All members of the faculty must participate in the Continuing Professional Development Scheme, which is designed to maintain a high level of current and relevant professional awareness and knowledge. Members are also bound by the BOHS Faculty's Code of Ethics. Employing or seeking advice from a chartered occupational hygienist provides some assurance that that individual has demonstrated a high level of professional competence and maintains that standard through mandatory CPD. This infographic gives an overview of the pathways from associate membership of the faculty through to chartered membership and beyond. The faculty also has a specialist membership pathway to meet the needs of deep subject matter experts whose professional role focuses on topics such as ventilation, Legionella, noise and vibration, and dermal exposure. Our specialists have a vital role in developing and maintaining the high technical standards of BOHS technical events and qualifications. All our developmental pathways involve qualifying periods of professional experience combined with formal learning and assessment. The faculty's professional grades, which were shown in the previous slide, are underpinned by BOHS qualifications, which are recognised internationally. BOHS also offers a range of technical proficiency qualifications which meet the needs of individuals and organisations for specialist knowledge about occupational hygiene, and in topics such as asbestos, ventilation, particularly local exhaust ventilation, exposure control, and Legionella. BOHS does not run courses itself, but approves training providers and sets standards and examinations that lead to our recognised qualifications. An important part of the BOHS strategy has been to define visible standards of competence in occupational hygiene. As in many other professions, the Faculty of Occupational Hygiene uses a framework of core competencies as the basis for assessment and feedback in its membership and qualification pathways. Professional progression in the faculty requires candidates to demonstrate defined competencies. That is the knowledge, skills and behaviours that determine successful performance in our discipline. Core competencies were defined initially for the BOHS diploma, the highest level qualification which leads to chartered status. But the approach has since been extended to certificate level qualifications. For those who employ hygienists or commission occupational hygiene advice, the core competencies provide transparent standards of competence that can be assessed and maintained by individuals. This illustration shows the core competencies agreed by the faculty committee as descriptors of diploma level behaviour. The diploma is the level which hygienists need to reach in order to become chartered. And you can see that a range of topics are covered by the core competencies, including occupational hygiene management issues, communication skills, risk assessment in work environments, scientific knowledge, ethics, very important in today's professional practice world, and specific knowledge of workplace chemical, physical and biological agents. We also look for an awareness of external environmental issues, which are important where there's an interface between the workplace environment and the external environment. The faculty is also developing a self-assessment tool that will assist members in applying these competencies to their daily work and in maintaining the standards required. The core competencies for the Certificate of Operational Competence, that is the award that leads to the licentiate grade within the faculty. These competencies are based on knowledge and skills and cover the following areas. We have core topics, which are the assessment and control of hazardous substances and noise. And we expect certificate holders to be able to recognise hazards, carry out on-site monitoring, interpret exposure data, assess health risks, and propose appropriate and viable control strategies. We also examine our candidates in a range of other topics, which do come into the field of worker health protection. And these are vibration, asbestos, ergonomics, thermal environment, lighting, non-ionizing and ionizing radiation, and particularly in today's world, biological hazards. Candidates are expected not to have detailed knowledge of these, but to demonstrate an understanding of hazards, health risk assessment, and risk reduction principles. At this level, we also expect some knowledge of management, where the hygienist is expected to be able to plan surveys, make appropriate use of resources, join in team working, and have appropriate communication and interpersonal skills. We also expect some appreciation of ethics at this level. In assessing competence, BOHS applies a multifaceted approach at both certificate and diploma levels. And we use a mix of written examinations and practical assessments, case studies, reports, particularly on local exhaust ventilation systems, and we place great stress on portfolios which the candidates have to assemble at both certificate and diploma levels. At certificate level, the candidate puts together a personal learning portfolio which shows how they have developed a knowledge of topics through practical assignments and through various learning exercises. At the higher level, we expect the candidate to assemble a professional experience portfolio. And this requires them to put together an array of professional evidence showing how they have met the competencies at the higher level. In 2016, we introduced a researched essay requirement for diploma candidates, and this requires candidates to appraise the scientific literature and produce an essay on a question topic. And this is particularly important for a science-based organisation where professional hygienists are required to assess scientific evidence quickly and make appropriate professional judgments. The final stage in both certificate and diploma is our professional discussion. And this is a gold standard oral examination involving a panel of 3 examiners, which rigorously tests the candidate's ability to apply the core competencies in their work. This slide gives an example of a typical scenario exercise that we use in professional discussions, oral examinations. The slide shows a worker using a disc cutter to cut concrete or stone. There is the obvious risk of exposure to dusts containing respirable crystalline silica, but noise, vibration, work posture and thermal load should also be considered. At certificate level, the panel of examiners explore the candidate's underpinning knowledge of the hazards that they can see in the picture and their ability to assess risks by measurement. And there's a lot of testing of detailed knowledge of measurement techniques and criteria. They also look at the candidate's ability to apply control strategies and to make practical recommendations regarding simple but effective control measures. The scenarios are used to assess candidates' ability to apply their knowledge and skills to both familiar and unfamiliar contexts, as certificate holders may be expected to work independently by their employers and encounter a range of occupational contexts. At the diploma level, more complex questions are asked, with an emphasis on management issues. Also, strategy and data interpretation, the practicalities of complex control situations, derivation and application of legislation, good practice and management controls. Often in the diploma examination, there are situations where there is no single right answer. And examiners look for intelligent, informed opinions and professional judgment. Critically, candidates at this level are expected to acknowledge their professional limits. That is, to recognise when they need to seek the advice of more experienced colleagues or to advise the client to seek advice from another specialism, such as occupational health advice. I hope that this presentation has given you an overview of how BOHS is active in maintaining high professional standards in occupational hygiene. The members of our Faculty of Occupational Hygiene are required to demonstrate and maintain their competence in order to be effective in protecting worker health. BOHS is the only organisation that is able to award chartered status to suitably qualified occupational hygienists, and potential employers and clients can have confidence in the professional standards that BOHS upholds. Thank you.